And welcome back to The Ed Show. Last night, President Obama reminded us of what this country can be.
On September 11th, 2001, in our time of grief, the American people came together. We offered our neighbors a hand, and we offered the wounded our blood. We reaffirmed our ties to each other and our love of community and country.
But, of course, it didn't take long for some Republicans to twist themselves into knots, trying to praise everyone but President Obama. And some of them have insisted that President Obama was merely continuing the wise policies of President Bush. But here's a reminder of what President Bush had to say about Osama bin Laden in March of 2002, just 6 months after the attacks of September 11th.
So I don't know where he is, nor do, I just don't spend that much time on him, Kelly, to be honest with you. I'm more worried about making sure that our soldiers are well supplied, that the strategy is clear, that the coalition is strong.
Let's bring in Professor of Sociology at Georgetown University, Michael Eric Dyson, and the former Chief of Staff for Secretary of State Colin Powell, Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson. Gentlemen, great to have you with us tonight.
Thank you.
Michael, what about President Obama's decision? How does this politically play out? How can this not be a home run as we turn to 2012?
Right, Ed, and you're talking to a guy, me. I'm not a hawk. I don't believe in this kind of evisceration of the enemy and so on. But for those who claim that this is the purpose and were concerned about a presidency that was not hawkish, that didn't seem to be politically sensitive to the military operations, Obama proved himself to be a strategist and a tactician of the first order, not bombing, but doing a more well-executed, targeted offense that spared lives and collateral damage, and then sought the target that he was after, Osama bin Laden, and then did it with dispatch and aplomb. So I can't imagine how the Republicans can't stand up and cheer what they perceive to be an extraordinary victory and what the nation itself has seen as a real landmark in American foreign policy, at least in regard to the military.
Colonel Wilkerson, what do you make of some of the comments that are out there by the political opponents of the president saying that he has continued the policies of the Bush administration? Your response to that?
There are some policies that he has, and they give me some concern, like the national security letters and the actions in the court systems, the Article III courts and so forth. But by and large, with regard to this kind of action and military action in general, he's changed the policies considerably. Let's look at what Bush said that you just quoted. He was talking about Iraq. He wasn't talking about Afghanistan. What we did was divert attention to Iraq, where there was no al-Qaeda until we got there, where there was no threat to the United States, and we put 164,000 troops on the ground in Iraq and took our eye off the ball in Afghanistan. And we kept our eye off that ball for the entire time we were in Iraq. President Obama merely restored the right priority, the right focus when he came into office, just as he said he would do in his campaign.
What do you make of the president's critics on the other side? Sarah Palin, Newt Gingrich, the comments that have been made in the past about him not having the experience, not having the country on a war footing, not understanding the war on terror. Now where are we?
I mean, that's simply absurd. The man listens to his advisors. He's got good advisors. He's steeped in the issues. He knows how to make decisions. He knows how to deliberate. And as we've seen in this example, he knows how to make a quick decision, because this decision was on the spot, so to speak. And
also, he disagreed with some precious, information of an aide that he said turned out to be the wrong decision, and Obama made the right decision. So obviously, clearly, he's not simply mimicking what he's hearing. He's also using his intelligence and his instinct to make the best decision. And in this case, it turned out to be an extraordinary one.
Colonel Wilkerson, does this take national security off the table in 2012?
Well, I hope so. I doubt it, though, because my Republican Party will make that issue a big one, and they will find plenty of room to attack in and create that room if it's not there. After all, we've got Rush Limbaugh out there making the most absurd statements you could possibly imagine about this incident. By the way, I listened to Matthew Alexander in your previous piece. There's another book coming out It's going to be written by a CIA veteran of many, many years who was at Hotel California, at Point Zero, was in the secret rendition program and the secret prisons. And this book is going to blow Cheney, Addington, and all the rest of them away. I've read The Galleys. Be out in June or July. Name of it is The Interrogator, if I didn't say that, Perseus Books. And most of all, it says enhanced interrogation techniques, a.k.a. torture, doesn't work. It's not even not productive, it's counterproductive.
Right, and I don't want to miss this too, Ed. I think a lot of people are missing it. Here we go, a week ago, we were talking about the birther and whether Obama was born here other than American, and now he does the most American of acts. He Americanizes us through his decision here, and the problem is that those two things are related. The skepticism about him last week carries over to this week as well. The two are interconnected.
Michael Eric Dyson and Lawrence Wilkerson, stay with us. We'll look at what this means as we move forward next. Stay with us.